Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show, movie, or special event they are most excited about right now. This week, we kick things off with our very own Xfinity movie editor, Maddie. Maddie, which premiere are you most excited for this week?
So this week, I will be tuning into American Horror Stories 4-episode Halloween event. That's a long title, which premieres on October 26th. If you're unfamiliar with American Horror Stories, I'm going to say horror a lot in the next 5 minutes, so bear with me. This is not to be confused with American Horror Story. This is a spin-off companion series to the main show, and it tells a different story in each individual episode. And the thing that is the most intriguing to me about this season is that there is an episode titled Tapeworm, and they tapped, of all people, Lisa Rinna to star, which I know is going to be absolutely chaotic. This is not the first time they pulled in a reality TV personality to star, as they have Kim Kardashian featured in the most recent season of AHS. I'm going to stick with saying that from now on to not embarrass myself. But anyway, this is a really great option if you're not sold on sitting down for a full horror movie, or you're not ready to embark on an entire season of television. So Sammy, this could work for you if it's not too scary. I can't confirm or deny the scare level on this one yet. But it seems like this is becoming a bit more trendy in the wake of all the Black Mirror success. We had Guillermo del Toro's creepy horror anthology series, Cabinet of Curiosities, that had a great few episodes when it released last year. And now we have American Horror Stories for this Halloween. So that is what I am watching this week to keep up on the theme of all the great spooky content we have in store for you this week. And I haven't watched the other seasons of American Horror Story, so I'm a little bit of a fraud here. But I'm gonna check it out just for the fact that it's an anthology series. I really like that idea.
You definitely took the words right out of my mouth in terms of this being like a horror version of Black Mirror. That's exactly what it is. And they get different surprising guest stars and celebrities that I don't expect to see and stuff like this for each episode. So I always find that particularly intriguing. And like you said, it's just easy. It's standalone stories. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like same thing with Black Mirror and Cabinet of Curiosities, I don't think I've watched every single episode of either of those series. Black Mirror, I've gotten close, but I like that you don't have to finish it. You can just pick and choose which ones you want to watch. It's a little bit more flexible. And we all love flexibility in this day and age, right? Yes.
Sure do. Sammy, what is the TV or movie premiere you are most excited about this week?
Okay, I was going to make a joke, but I don't think it'll land. So going away from the theme of horror, I'm picking Frasier, the new Frasier reboot, which the anticipated return of premiered last week and has new episodes airing every Thursday. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Freddy! Surprise!
Dad! You're at my door, unannounced.
No, there's a shorter way to say that. Surprise!
What's going on with your son?
Wish I knew. He's got a girlfriend I've never even heard of. When I told him I wanted to spend more time with him, he said no.
It's just not a good time.
Have you considered that he hates you?
I miss you, and I won't take no for an answer. So I've taken a job, and I found a place to live.
My dad, I mean, he can be kind of...
He smelled really good.
Yeah, he always smells really good.
Don't sit there! Those are Christian Lacroix pillows.
So we can't sit on the couch.
Not in jeans.
That's right. After almost 20 years since the series finale of the original series, Dr. Frasier Crane is back in the building for the reboot, this time in Boston, as he tries to reconnect with his son Freddy, who is now played by Jack Cutmore Scott and is not the original Freddy, sadly, and also tries to continue to find a date, which seems to be a never-ending saga of Dr. Frasier Crane. David, I'm sure, as you remember, the original Frasier series left him leaving for Chicago and going after Laura Linney. So, which was not her name in the show, but she was played by Laura Linney. So I'm intrigued as to why he's back in Boston now, which is, of course, where Cheers took place, where we first met Frasier. But anyway, I'm very curious to see how this series goes, especially knowing that so many of the original beloved characters are not returning, including Martin, who sadly passed away a few years ago, and Niles and Daphne and Roz, and the entire station crew will all not be returning. But we do have some new characters, including Alan Cornwall, who will be one of Frasier's old college buddies, and a professor, and Eve, who is Frasier's son Freddy's roommate and girlfriend. You can watch new episodes of Frasier on Paramount Plus every Thursday. I know I will be tuning in, and I know David will as well. I need to know your thoughts.
Let's go to Maddie first, because Sammy knows that I love Frasier.
Quick hit for me. You two are both very old souls, and I love that for you guys. So happy for you.
It's funny you say that, Maddie, because Frasier used to come on right when I was like teenage years, would always come on after Simpsons, and I would immediately turn it off because I just didn't get it. It just didn't resonate with me. I found it really obnoxious. And I don't know, you just hit a certain age where for me, Frasier becomes the most hilarious thing ever. I think it's really a show that you have to be kind of an adult to appreciate. And I love it. Sammy and I had a moment not too long ago, a day where we just were shouting lines from Frasier at each other back and forth when we both realized that we loved the show, and shouting episode titles and plot lines and you could just go on and on. But we have a fellow coworker, former What to Watch Live star Audrey, who said the other day that she can't stand Frasier. And she was like, what do you like about this show, specifically about this character? And I said, it's not really Frasier that I care about or really ever liked. It was the way he interacts with everyone else around him. It was Martin, Roz, Niles, Eddie the dog, Roz, Bulldog, Daphne. Gil, Daphne, Gil Chesterfield, romping with his school chums.
Oh, sorry, Maddie.
Also, not to break the fourth wall, but you're like, we screamed across the office to each other. You sit right next to each other.
But we were screaming
it over the
partition. I must have missed it.
It was enthusiasm. It was just so exciting.
It was. And that's what I love about it. And Frasier, obviously, for all his quirks and his kind of neuroses, is very funny, but he does play the straight man at a lot of times, being sort of a vessel for all of these really outrageous characters to shine. And I don't know, they kind of, I feel like, captured lightning in a bottle with that collection. And obviously this is this case with every single TV series where you eventually have to warm up to the characters. I just don't know. I just don't know if I will be able to do it. And I couldn't stand Freddy in the show. So now you're making him one of the two characters. Freddy was the worst. What a little dork.
With the sole exception of Freddy's bar mitzvah episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of TV just ever, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, big fan, Frasier. I hope that the reboot is just as beautiful as the original series. But my expectations are medium, I would say.
Yeah. I echo the medium, cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
Expectations. All right. Thank you, Sammy. The premiere I'm most excited about this week is the brand new movie Five Nights at Freddy's, which premieres on Peacock the same day as theaters on October 27th. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
You must be new security guard.
Can I help you, officer?
Have you met them yet?
Met who?
Them. In the 80s, kids went missing. The police searched Freddy's top to bottom.
Hello?
They never found them. That's why the place shut down.
There are ghost children possessing giant robots. Thanks for the heads up.
Technically, they're animatronics.
What do they want?
They want to make her like them.
Happy?
Dying at Sammy's reactions to the trailer behind the scenes. Scary, scary. Based on the popular video game series of the same name, Five Nights at Freddy's follows a security guard played by Hunger Games alum Josh Hutcherson, who accepts a nighttime job patrolling Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Restaurant. It's basically Chuck E. Cheese. And unbeknownst to our hero, the restaurant's animatronic mascots Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy come to life after midnight to murder anyone who may still be nibbling on their mediocre pizza. The film also stars former U star Elizabeth Lail, Matthew Lillard, and Mary Stuart Masterson. I've been seeing these Five Nights at Freddy's characters floating around the pop culture zeitgeist for the last 10 years. And honestly had no idea what this thing was about until just recently. Like, you see them on t-shirts, you see them at like comic conventions, video game things. I mean, online, like people are obsessed with it. Because people who love this franchise are absolutely obsessed. There's seemingly endless merch, novel spin-offs, comic books. So I'm excited to finally find out what all the hype is about and maybe jump into the video games as well. So that is Five Nights at Freddy's. On top of your list as well, Sammy?
So wait, so was this based on a video? Is that the video game was the first iteration of this franchise? Okay. Because I was going to say, I feel like I've heard of this before. I was like, did I dream of this? Did I make it up? Like, this has definitely been a thing before, but now I understand. And I will not be watching. Sorry, to Freddy.
This like taps into like a really guttural fear of mine. When I was younger, I was a Girl Scout. Shout out to the Girl Scouts. And we would go on like scout trips. And one time we went to this like children's museum and we had a sleepover. And it was like weird. Like it was the same kind of deal. Like there were animatronics, there were just creepy things. And it was just our Girl Scout troop. And we like slept over. And I think that was the scariest night of my entire life. And my mom was a troop leader. So she was there to comfort me. And still, I remember I was in my Scooby-Doo sleeping bag. And I don't think I slept the whole night because I was so terrified. And this is just like that. There's also a movie that came out, and I'm shouting out a very, very small movie that Nicole and I both really liked. That was like about getting trapped in a spirit Halloween and those things coming alive and trying to kill you. So I am very interested in this genre of scary movies where you're trapped in a children's area and forced to fend for yourself.
Wasn't there a similar movie with like characters that looked like this called The Banana Splits?
Ooh, that I don't know.
What? Man, that's going to drive me crazy. Something recently with a bunch of like animal mascots that were evil. But it was based on like a kid's show, and now it was a horror. Oh man, that's going to drive me crazy. Oh, well, I can't look it up now. Yes, this is very scary. And yes, Sammy, they have been around. They've been making toys. I know like there's the company Loot Crate that creates a bunch of like nerd stuff in mystery boxes. They had Five Nights at Freddy's mystery boxes. And it's been this thing that just existed. And I just looked at it and I was like, this isn't really for me, but had no idea what the origin was for it or why people liked it or why it was so popular. So here we are.
Haunted Night at the Museum.
100%.
Yes.
100%. And I love animatronics too.
Weird thing to love.
It's something about how creepy they are.
That's that Disney World in you.
It is. That's 100%. I love some old school Disney animatronics where like one arm's kind of off a little bit and doesn't move. All right. Check out the TV shows or movies we just discussed and so much more by saying what to watch into your Xfinity voice remote right now.